to Forex 101. Metatrader4, also known as MT4, is an online trading platform widely used by retail traders. It can be used to trade a wide range of markets, including Forex. It's become popular because of its duality, offering not only a version for your desktop or PC, but also a mobile version. With the mobile app, MT4 can be used for trading and analyzing financial markets on the go. In this session, I'll be showing you the ins and outs of this app so that you can truly take advantage of what this market has to offer, anytime, anywhere.
All right, you guys, so this is a Metatrader4 walkthrough. I'm basically just going to be giving you the ins and outs of this app and showing you how you're going to be able to use this on the go in order to place your trades, all right? So the first thing that we actually have to do is go ahead and download Metatrader4 to our phone or mobile device. All right, so all I did was come here to my app store. I typed in Metatrader4, and as you guys can see, it popped up right here. So I'm going to go ahead and re-download this from my cloud. And then once it's downloaded, I'm just going to go ahead and hit open. This is what it looks like. Asking me, do I want it to send me notifications? Sure, why not? All right. I'm going to go ahead and accept the terms. And right off bat, you guys, it asked me if I want to open a demo account. So this is one easy way right off bat to open a demo account with Metatrader4. But I'm just going to go ahead and hit cancel, because I want to show you guys how to open a demo account for any broker, as well as add on an existing account for your current broker. All right. So this is what Metatrader4 looks like. Let me just scroll through the pages so you can see this is our quotes page, chart page, nothing is there, trade page, nothing is there, history, and settings. All right. So the very first thing I want to do is show you guys how to open a demo account. All right. So in order to open a demo account, all you have to do is come here to the settings page, and then you're going to select new account. All right. And then you want to go ahead and select the first option to open a demo account. So you guys, this is the point where you can open a demo account for whatever broker you have. All right. If you have Owanda, you'll be able to type in Owanda, boom, there's their demo, right? Or let's say you wanted to open up a demo account for IG. All right, there's IG right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up just a regular Metatrader4 demo account. It says right here, Meta Quotes Demo. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit that. It's going to ask me for my personal information. I'm going to go ahead and type it. Okay, you guys, next is going to ask me about the account type. I'm just going to leave it as what it already is. All right, I'm not going to change anything because it's already set to US dollars. Now, when it comes to the leverage, it is my choice what leverage I want to use. All right, so we can see here that the Meta Quotes demo gives us an option to have the highest leverage of 1 to 100. All right. If I wanted a lower leverage, I could go ahead and select a lower leverage. But you guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it as 1 to 100. That this just simply means that the broker is going to allow me to take bigger positions with less money. Okay. Then we have our deposit. All right. Now, as you guys can see, there are different options for what you can choose to deposit into your fake demo account. I usually just go with 3,000 because it's the smallest amount and it's the closest thing to realistic. Because realistically, when we start our first trading account, we're not going to be starting with $5,000. We're not going to be starting with $10,000, $20K, right? A lot of us are going to be starting our first trading accounts with $100, $200, $500. So I try to keep it as realistic as possible. All right, so 3,000, that's the smallest amount. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that. And then once that's complete, I'm going to go ahead and hit register at the top right. What's going to happen is they're going to populate my account information. All right, you guys. So it is up to you if you want to keep this account information or not. I usually just skip right over it. Reason being is because you can actually make as many demo accounts as you want. So if you get locked out of one, it's not like you have to panic, to get back into it. You really could just open a new account. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip right past this information. And boom, it brings us here back here to our quotes page. Now here on the quotes page, you guys can see we have some Forex currency pairs listed. We also have some red and blue numbers lighting up, right? So these red and blue numbers, these actually represent our bid and ask prices in the market, right? So these are going to show you what price point you're going to be entering the market if you were to take a position on a sell, and what price point you would enter the market if you were to take a position on a buy, right? That's what these numbers are. Now, what I will say is here on the quotes page, you can see at the top middle, there's this option for simple, and then there's another option to the right for advanced, all right? So as you can see, it does change the appearance of the quotes page. It's up to you which one you like, but me personally, I always use the advanced screen because it just gives a little more detail, right? It actually tells me what the spread or the cost is for me to get into the trade, right? I like to know that information. I like to be able to take everything into account before placing a trade, right? I want to know my risk. I want to know what I could gain. I want to know everything. So also here on the quotes page, if you take a look at the top left and the top right, at the top left, you'll see a pencil icon, and at the top right, you will see a plus sign icon. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what these icons do. So let's start out with the plus sign. All right, the plus sign is how you are going to be able to add currency pairs to your quotes page. All right, so let's just say I saw a great setup happening on EUR CHF, right? I'm ready to go ahead and hop into this trade. I come to my quotes page and boom. I don't know if you guys noticed, but EUR CHF is not on this list, all right? So I need to go ahead and add it to this list. So in order for me to add it, I'm gonna hit the plus sign. And you guys, usually once you hit the plus sign, there will be a list of different assets that you can select from. So right now on the Metatrader4 demo, they're only giving you the option for Forex. But most other brokers, you'll see Forex, you'll see cryptos, you'll see indices, you'll see commodities. You'll be able to trade more than just Forex, depending on what broker you have, all right? But since this is the Metatrader4 demo, I'm gonna go ahead and select Forex. And again, I said we found a great setup on EURCHF. So I'm going to find EURCHF, which is right here. And all I need to do in order to add this to my quotes page is hit the green plus sign to the left of EURCHF. All right, so I'm going to hit the green plus sign and boom, EURCHF disappears. So now that I've hit the green plus sign, all I have to do is hit done. And it's going to bring me back to my quotes page. And we can see that I now have EURCHF listed at the bottom of my currency pair list, right? So it's just that simple. I'm going to do one more example. Let's say I wanted to go ahead and place a trade on GBP JPY, but I was not able to locate that pair on my quotes page. I would just go ahead and hit the plus sign. I would select Forex, and then I would find GBP JPY, and then I would hit the green plus sign, and I would hit done, and boom, GBP JPY is now at the bottom of my currency pair list as well. All right, so you guys, that is what the plus sign does. It lets you add currency pairs to your list. Now, on the other hand, on the left side, we have the pencil icon. Now, this pencil icon does a couple of things, all right? The first thing that I want to show you about the pencil icon is that it actually allows you to rearrange your currency pairs, right? There are these three lines at the right of each currency pair. And if I just press and hold it, it lets me actually drag these pairs wherever I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all of my A's next to each other. I'm going to put all of my E's next to each other. I'm going to put all of my G's next to each other. And then I'm going to put all of my U's next to each other. All right. Now, you guys, if I hit the pencil icon, you will see now these pairs will stay in that order. The order I just put them in, those pairs are going to remain in that order. The reason why I'm telling you this is because when you are in the midst of a trade, right? You see a great setup, you're ready to go ahead and place that trade. It can be very, very disappointing to not get the entry you desire because it took you a while to find the currency pair that you were looking for. So by decluttering, you'll make it a lot easier for yourself. Now that I have my list in alphabetical order, if I saw a setup on AUD USD, all I have to do is come here to my Metatrader4 and scroll up to the A's, right? I know I'm going to find AUD USD up there with the A's. If I know I want to trade USD JPY, I just got to scroll down to the U's, right? I know I'm going to find USD JPY with the U's. I will say that you will come to learn that in Forex, entries really, really matter, all right? So minutes, seconds, they count. Price moves literally every second, right? So depending on when you get in can actually determine if you're going to make a little money or a lot of money, right? So now that I have showed you guys about that aspect of the pencil, let me show you the other function of the pencil. So I'm going to select the pencil icon. Let's just say, you guys, I did not want to trade any Forex pairs, right? Let's say I'm a crypto girl. I like to trade Bitcoin. So if that's the case, why do I need any of these Forex currency pairs on my quotes page, right? I want to delete them. The great thing about the pencil is you can delete currency pairs as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete every single one of these currency pairs, all right? All I had to do was put a red check in each circle and hit the red trash can at the top right. Now, if I go back to my quotes page, you guys will see that there is nothing there. If I want something there, I'm going to have to go back in and add it. All right. Now you guys see we have AUD USD. Okay, now that we have gone over the quotes page, let's move on to the chart. All right, you guys, so this is the generic chart that you are going to be given when you open a demo account with Metatrader4. We can see that we have price at the top, and then we have an indicator here at the bottom. This is a very common indicator, you guys, used in Forex trading called the relative strength index. And we will actually be going over this indicator in some upcoming lessons. So if you are curious to know how it works, don't worry about it. We will be getting to it very shortly. But let's go ahead and talk about how to actually change the settings on your chart. All right, so we have chart. So we are here on the chart screen. If I want to change my settings for the chart page, all I have to do is go over to settings at the right, lower right. And then I'm going to select where it says charts. All right. And right here, you guys, it gives us the option to change it to a bar chart. We can leave it as candlesticks, or we can change it to a line chart. All right. It also gives us an option to have to turn on these different settings. However, you guys, I usually don't use these settings. I just turn them off. These settings usually appear in other kinds of indicators and numbers that typically just make my charts a little too loud. And you guys, simplicity is key. I like to make sure that everything is clear, concise, and I can understand what I'm reading on my chart, okay? Now, when it comes to colors, you can actually customize the colors of your chart. If you want to have, you know, pink and white candles, you can, whatever floats your boat, all right? You can customize your chart here, all right? When it comes to the foreground, I'm going to leave that as white. That's going to be our scales and things of that nature. Grid, I'm going to change this to black, all right? Grid were like those white grid lines, all right? I don't like those. So I'm going to actually go ahead and take those off of my chart. Next, we have bar up, bar down, bull candle, bear candle, right? I want you guys to understand that bar up and bull candle, these actually represent buyers in the market. Me personally, I like to use the color green to represent buyers in the market. So I'm going to leave bar up green, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change bull candle to green as well. Now, as for bar down and bear candle, these are actually going to represent sellers in the market. Now, for me, you guys, I like the color of my sellers to be red. All right, so I'm going to change bar down to red. And I'm going to change bear candle to red. After that, you guys, we have line chart. So it's asking me what color would I want my line chart to be if I had it on that setting. So I'm going to change it to yellow. Everything else here, you guys, volumes, bid price line, ask price line, trade levels, stop levels, I'm just going to leave those just as is. All right. I don't really have any preference on what color I need those to be. So now that I'm done, I'm going to hit the back button on charts. I'm going to hit back again. And then if I select chart at the bottom, it'll bring us back to our chart. And now you guys, look, it looks so much cleaner, right? I can now see where sellers are in the market, right? Those red candles, they're showing me when sellers were in control. And then I can see when buyers are in control, represented by the green candles, right? So now you guys, I want to point out a few other things here on this chart page, all right? So at the very top left of the chart page, you're going to see H1, right? Underneath H1, that's where you are going to find the currency pair that you are currently trading, all right? So it says AUD, USD, H1, all right? So we keep saying H1. What does H1 mean? H1, you guys, is actually a time frame, all right? H1 stands for 1 hour, all right? So if I hit where it says H1, we're going to see a list of time frames populate. So we have the option, you guys, to trade the M1 representing the 1 minute, the M5 representing the 5 minute, the M15 representing the 15 minute, the M30 representing the 30 minute, the H1 representing the 1 hour, the H4 representing the 4 hour, the D1 representing the daily time frame, the W1 representing the weekly time frame, and the MN representing the monthly time frame, you guys. All right. Now, if you guys are not familiar with time frames and what they mean when it comes to Forex, let me break it down really quickly. All right, you guys, it's not hard to understand at all. Okay. We are on the H1 time frame, meaning that this time frame represents 1 hour, right? So if I say that, all that it means is every single one of these candlesticks, every single one of these bars on the chart represents 1 hour of movement in the market, all right? This big, long red candle right here, all of this movement happened in just 1 hour in the market, right? Same thing for this big green candle, right here, right? All of this movement happened only within an hour. The only difference is they were moving in different directions. The big green candle was moving up and the big red candle was moving down. So yes, you guys, that is how time frames work. If I was to come down to the M1 time frame, every single one of these candles represent 1 minute of movement in the market, all right? Same thing for the M15. Every single one of these candles represent 15 minutes of movement in the market. Now I want to go ahead and draw your attention to the top middle of the screen, all right? We see 3 new icons. We have a plus sign, we have a cursive F, and then we have 3 shapes, right? A circle, a square, and a triangle. Let's go ahead and talk about what these do, all right? So the plus sign actually is a cursor. So if I select the plus sign, a cursor is actually going to populate on the screen, all right? So what this cursor does is it just allows me to pinpoint certain areas in the market, right? Let's say I wanted to make sure you guys really could see this high, right? This high in the market. I'm able to now emphasize this high with this cursor, right? Or let's just say I wanted to set my take profit, right? I think this is buying. I want to set my take profit up. All I have to do is set my cursor here, right? I think the market's going to come up here. I look at the number to the right, 0.69674. Boom, I have my new take profit, right? Let's say I wanted to go higher to this next high point in the market. I look to the right, the number says 0.69818. Boom, that's my second take profit. So that's all this cursor is used for, you guys, is to just pinpoint levels of price within the market. Next, we have the cursive F, all right? Now, you guys, this cursive F, this is what is going to allow you to add indicators to your chart, all right? this RSI, this relative strength index here at the bottom, right? We can take this off. Let me go ahead and take it off. I'll show you guys how. So it says relative strength index right here. I want to take it off. So I'm just going to swipe left on it and hit delete. Now, if I come back to my chart, we will see that the RSI is no longer there, right? We only have our candles now. But let's say you did want to go ahead and add an indicator to your chart, all right? I'm going to hit the cursive F. I'm going to select main window. And it's actually going to give us a list of indicators that we can select from, you guys. The great thing about MetaTrader4 is it actually does give you a pretty decent amount of good indicators that you can use to trade on the go. But let's just say I wanted to add one of the most popular indicators onto this chart, which is the moving average, all right? All I have to do is go ahead and select moving average. It's going to ask me to put in my parameters. I'm going to put in a 200 moving average, all right? You guys will learn more about what this means as we go more into indicators and how they work. So I'm going to leave it as simple, and I'm going to leave the style the same, everything. I'm just going to hit done. All right, you guys. So now what I have done is I have added this red line. You guys see this red line was not here. I just added this red line, which is called a moving average, onto my chart. If I wanted to add the relative strength index back to my chart, again, I would hit the cursive F, main window, scroll down, find the relative strength index, select it, done, and boom. We have the RSI now back on the screen as well. So that is how you add indicators, you guys. So the last thing I want to show you guys here on the chart page is going to be how to enter a trade, all right? So let's say you see a great setup on GBP JPY and you want to enter the trade. How do you do that? Where do you have that option to enter the trade, right? So there's a couple of different ways to place a trade, you guys. The first way is here from the charts page, okay? So from the charts page, all you have to do is hit trade at the top right. So I'm going to hit that. And as you can see, it tells me the currency pair at the top. So we are about to trade AUD USD, right? Underneath AUD USD, it says instant execution. It also gives us the option to adjust our lot size. It asks us for our stop loss and our take profit and if we want to buy or sell, okay? So before I jump into what these things are and how to use them, I want to show you another way to get to this page right here, okay? Let's just say you didn't want to come to the chart page. Let's say you came straight to your quotes page and you were ready to place a trade on AUD USD, all right? Another way to place a trade is to just come to your quotes page and press and hold that currency pair. So if I press and hold where it says AUD USD, I'm going to get a menu to actually pop up. So the menu gives me the option to either trade AUD USD, view the chart for AUD USD, or view the details for AUD USD. Also, when you do this, you guys, it will tell you what the currency pair stands for. So you guys, as a new trader, it definitely took me a while to know like what these abbreviations stand for. Like USD is the US dollar, AUD is the Australian dollar, JPY is the Japanese yen, right? So the great thing about these menus populating as well, you guys, is that it actually tells you what you're trading. It says AUD USD, which is the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. So if you are ever confused as to what asset you're actually trading, it will also let you know here on this menu page. So let's go back. I'm going to hit trade. And as you guys can see, we are back here to this screen. So I just want to break a few things down to you on this trade screen, all right? So again, at the very top, we have the current currency pair that we want to trade, which is AUD USD. But let's just say I wanted to trade something other than AUD USD from this page. All I would have to do is select where it says AUD USD, and it will give me an option to choose what other currency pair I want to trade. You see, I switched it to CAD CHF. I can switch it to EUR AUD. I'm just going to go ahead and go back to AUD USD. Now, underneath AUD USD, there is instant execution. All right, you guys. So before I talk about instant execution and what it means, I'm going to actually just bypass that for a second and move on to the lot sizes. All right. So underneath instant execution, you can see that there is a lot size of 0.01. All right. This is letting you know that if you enter this current trade on AUD USD, you are going to be leveraging at a 0.01. So you guys, this simply means that when you enter the trade on AUD USD, you will be leveraging a 0.01. All right. If you guys do not know what 0.01 is, what it stands for within this market, again, bear with me. Everything will make sense. All right. Some things may be a little confusing in the beginning, but it's a process. All right. All of this knowledge is going to build. And yeah, some of these videos you're going to have to come back and rewatch to kind of put everything in perspective. But what I want to talk about when it comes to these lot sizes is how you adjust them. Okay. So we have our main lot size in the middle. It's the color white, 0.01. But we have some other lot sizes to the right and left of that white 0.01, and they're represented in the color blue, right? We have a negative 0.01 and a negative 0.1. To the right, we have a positive 0.01 and a positive 0.1. What these blue lots allow us to do is actually adjust the lot size that we actually want to use on our trade, okay? So let's say I wanted to trade AUD USD using a lot size of 0.05, all right? Currently, I have a lot size of 0.01. So that means I need to add 0.04, right, in order for it to be a 0.05. So all I need to do is look over to the right where it says plus 0.01 and hit it 4 times, right? I said I need 0.04. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now our current lot size is a 0.05, okay? Let's say I wanted to take it back down to a 0.02. I would go to the negative 0.01 on the left, and I would hit it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we are back down to leveraging a 0.02 on this trade. Okay. Now let's just say I'm going to put it back up to 0.5. Let's say I actually wanted to leverage a 0.25 on my trade, right? That means I need to add 0.2 to my lot. So again, I would go to the blue lot on the far right where it says plus 0.1, and I'm going to hit that twice. 1, 2. Now you guys can see I'm leveraging a 0.25, right? Actually, before I get into that trade, I realized that 0.25 is a little too much for my account. I actually need to bring it down to a 0.15, right? That means I need to subtract 0.1 from my lot size. So again, I'm going to go to the blue lot on the far left of the screen where it says negative 0.1. I'm going to hit it once and boom. Now my lot size is 0.15, right? That white lot size in the middle is now 0.15. So you guys, this is how you go ahead and adjust your lot sizes. Hopefully you found that easy and helpful. But let's go ahead and move on. Once you select your lot size, they're going to ask you to go ahead and enter your stop loss. They're going to ask you to enter your take profit. After that, you have the option to go ahead and select buy or sell. Okay. Now, in this very moment, I know that AUD USD is selling. So I'm just going to remove the parameters for now because I did not look at the chart, and I'm just going to hit sell. All right, you guys, so I am in AUD USD for a sell right now, and I'm leveraging a 0.15. I want to draw your attention to the fact that as soon as I entered this trade, the screen is red, right? I am negative already. I literally entered the trade seconds ago, and I am already in red, okay? I want you guys to understand that red is bread, all right? Red is bread. Red is bread. At any point, just because your trade is red, don't panic, all right? As we continue to go through these lessons, you will come to find out that sometimes when the market goes the opposite direction of what you're expecting it to, it's really just building up momentum to go where you want it to go anyway, right? So don't ever be afraid if you see that your screens are red, right? You guys can see mine are transitioning from red to blue right now. Now, if you guys are wondering what makes that transition happen from red to blue, it is actually the spread, you guys. All right. The cost that you have to pay the broker, you will not see your screens turn blue until you have paid that amount. Once you have paid the broker, that's when you start to see blue screens. Okay. So don't panic if as soon as you get into a trade, the screen is red. That's 100% normal. Okay. So this is our trade on AUD USD, currently moving in and out of profit. So let's go ahead and go back to the quotes page, you guys, because I want to talk really briefly about spreads. All right. Remember, I said, you guys, that I like to use the advanced screen because it shows the spread. All right. The spread is just going to be the transaction cost that you pay the broker in order to get into the trade. Now, I want you guys to know, as novice traders, spreads can definitely make or break you if you don't understand how spreads work. So essentially how it works is, let's say let's talk about like a higher spread pair like Bitcoin, right? The spread on Bitcoin is usually really, really high, right? So basically, when I place a trade with my broker to get in on Bitcoin, I'm going to have to wait even longer to make my money. That's pretty much what it means. That's honestly probably the simplest way to put it, you guys. It has more kind of to do with time, right? And price movement. Because if there's a huge spread, that means there's a lot of money that has to be paid to the broker first before you actually see any money yourself, right? So if the broker is charging like I think a normal commission cost is like around $2.50, but maybe for Bitcoin it's $10, you know? So now you have to wait for Bitcoin to move at least $10 in the profit before you will even see a profit, you know, as opposed to getting in on a pair like AUD USD, where you might only have a $2.50 spread, where, okay, boom, once this trade moves into profit $2.50, I'm already seeing money, you know? So it has a little bit more to do with kind of like time and risk. Basically, the higher the spread, you guys, the higher the risk. Remember that. The higher the spread, the higher the risk. And what is the risk? The risk is that you are not going to make the amount of money that you think you're going to make. All right. You might not even make anything if the spread is too high. You might end up losing money if the spread is too high. Okay. So, general rule for novice traders, look for spreads that are 50 and under. Okay. Spreads that are 50 and under are pretty fair. Okay. Anything over 50, you're getting a little risky. All right, you guys, I know I have been kind of jumping around a little bit, but let's go back to this chart page. And I want to go back to the top right where it says trade, because there is one more thing on this page, you guys, that I did forget to mention. And that is pending orders. All right. Remember, you guys, I was saying that we were going to come back to this instant execution portion of the screen. This is actually a very important aspect of this screen, you guys. So basically under AUD USD, you can see that it says instant execution, right? But what does instant execution mean? So instant execution just means right now. Like you are going to be placed into this trade right now at this very moment, right? That is what instant execution means. So if you see a setup and you're ready to get in on it, that's the setting you want to use, all right? Instant execution. But what do you do if you're able to see or predict what the market is going to do in the future? But let's say maybe you're going to be at work or at school and you're not really sure if you're going to be able to watch the charts, all right? You guys, that's where pending orders come in. Basically, pending orders allow you to predict where the market is going to go in the future, set up your parameters with your broker, so that way you can go about your day and just have your trades play out as they progress. So if you are a busier person, pending orders might be something that you might want to consider, right? Maybe you have to go to school during the times where you're supposed to trade. Maybe you have to go to work during the times where you're supposed to trade. You might want to actually start to practice and utilize pending orders, because these will allow you to still be able to make money even when you're not able to look at your phone. So we will be talking more about pending orders as well. I'll be getting more in depth about what they are, how they work, and how you can utilize them to improve your trading. But for now, I just want to show you how you'll be able to actually set them up here on your MetaTrader 4. All right. So again, underneath AUD USD, we have the words instant execution. So if I just tap instant execution, I'll see a drop down menu come up. All right. It's giving me the option to set it to a buy limit, a sell limit, a buy stop, or a sell stop. All right, you guys, again, like I said, every single one of these have a different meaning within the market. We will be going over them soon. When I hit buy limit, you guys can see it asks me for the same parameters. It asks me for my entry price. It asks me for my stop loss. It asks me for my take profit. It also asks me if I want to go ahead and set an expiration date for it. So just for the sake of examples, I'm going to go ahead and set a pending order on AUD USD. Let's do a buy stop. The buy stop is going to be, our entry price is going to be 0.69645. Our stop loss is going to be 69635, 69635. And our take profit is going to be 69660. Or let's do 80 to put it up even higher, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and hit place. Now, you guys, I went ahead and placed that pending order. So if you guys see, if we come back here to our trade page, now not only do we see that open trade on AUD USD that we already placed, but we also see that we have a pending order sitting here at the bottom. All right, you guys see it says orders. All right, you guys can see that this trade is not activated, right? It does not look the same as the trade above it. Okay, this trade is literally just sitting here in my account. What's going to happen is price is going to continue to move. As it continues to move up to my entry price that I set on this order, once it hits that, I'm going to be placed into this trade, okay? Once I'm placed into this trade, it's up to the market at that point, all right? Is it going to hit your take profit that you set, or is it going to hit your stop loss that you set, okay? So this is how you add a pending order. This is what pending orders look like. If you wanted to delete a pending order, all you have to do is swipe left. You would hit the pencil, and then you could hit delete. Another way to do it would be to press and hold AUD USD, and then it gives you the option to delete, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit delete, just so I can delete this pending order because it's going in the opposite direction of what price is actually doing. And boom. All right, you guys, that pending order is now gone. Now that I have showed you guys how to create a demo account, how to change your chart settings, how to remove and add pairs, right? I showed you how to place your pairs in order. We went over the spread. We went over red is bread. We went over how to place your trades. We went over how to place pending orders. We also went over how to delete pending orders. So now I want to bring your attention back here to the trade page, you guys. And I just want to point out a few things here on this page. So at the top, we have our balance, okay? This is how much money you are going to actually invest into your trading account, okay? So if you decide that you're going to start with $100, when you log into your Metatrader4, your balance is going to say $100. If you decide you're going to start with $500, when you log into your Metatrader4, your balance is going to say $500, okay? Now let's go ahead and move on to equity. Equity is just going to reflect our balance with the addition or subtraction of whatever we are making on that trade. So I'm down around $4 on AUD USD, right? So you can see that my equity, instead of it being $3,000, my equity is $2,996, right? Because they are subtracting that $3 that I'm now down on my trade, right? But if I were to be up, let's say I was up $5 on this trade, right? This trade was blue, $5. My current equity would be $3,005, okay? Next, you guys, we have the margin, okay? So the margin is essentially the broker letting you know how much money like you need to have reserved, like in order to even place this trade. So like if you don't have at least $104.35 in your account, you should not be placing this trade, okay? On AUD USD. That's basically what the margin is. Now, you guys, if you ever over leverage on a trade, what's going to happen is all of these balances are going to turn red, right? You're going to see balance red, equity red, margin red, free margin red, margin level red, right? Your entire screen is going to be red, literally warning you that you are about to blow your account, okay? So if you ever see all your balances turn red, I highly suggest that you just cut your losses and exit the trade because you're about to blow your account, okay? So next, you guys, while we have this trade in profit, I'm going to show you guys how to take partial profits as well as how to close a trade, okay? So as you guys can see, we're currently in profit on AUD USD and we're leveraging a 0.15, all right? But let's just say I want to go ahead and secure some of my profits so that way I can make sure if the market decides to turn around or do anything unexpected, I can still pocket some money, right? So let's talk about how to go ahead and take partial profits. All I would have to do is press and hold where it says AUD USD, right? I would hit close and I would just adjust my lot size at the top, right? I would change it from 0.1 to 0.5, okay? And now it's telling me that I can actually close with a profit of 35 cents if I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and close and boom. All right. Here you guys have it. I went ahead and took partial profits on this trade. As you guys can see, I was leveraging a 0.15 at first. Now I'm only leveraging a 0.10. But if we come here to our history screen, we can see that I took that 0.5, right? I took that partial profit of 20 cents, okay? And what that allowed me to do was make sure that if this trade that I'm in decides to turn around, I still made some kind of profit on this trade. Now that I've showed you how to take partial profits, I'm going to show you how to close a trade. So again, I'm in this trade for AUD USD for a sell. Let's say I've been in this trade for a while. And after staring at the charts for a few days, maybe a few hours, I come to realize that maybe price is not going to break through this level of support, right? It's been testing this level of support for some time now, hasn't been able to break it. So maybe I'm reconsidering this trade, right? Maybe I want to close it because I'm down $8 right now, okay? If I wanted to close this trade, all I would have to do again is just press and hold where it says AUD USD, hit close, and then hit close with loss, okay? Boom. Now we are currently out of this trade. If we go to the history, we will see that we closed that trade negative, right? Negative $9.90. So if we come back to the trade page and look at our balance, you guys can see that we have now lost, right, $10 out of our trading account. So here on this history page, you guys, this is where you're going to be able to see your progress for the day. You can see your progress for the week, for the month. You can even put in custom dates, okay? Here on your history screen is where you will also be able to find like your overall profit for the day. So one more thing that I need to show you guys, I did go ahead and enter another trade on AUD USD because I did forget to show you guys how to actually modify your trades, okay? So let's just say I went ahead and got into AUD USD spur of the moment because I saw that it was making a big heavy move, but I did not place any parameters, right? I didn't put in, I was not able to put a stop loss. I was not able to put a take profit or anything like that just because the market was moving so fast, right? But now that I've gone ahead and entered the trade, I want to go back and set my parameters, right? So in order to modify your trades, you guys, all you have to do again, press and hold where it says AUD USD and select modify. This is where you will be able to go ahead and modify your stop loss and your take profit.
That completes this lesson. If you have any questions or remarks, please join my discussion board and make them known. Feel free to follow me on social media and leave this emoji under a recent post for a follow back. Thanks again for tuning in to Money with Mari, and I'll see you on the next episode of Forex 101.